Today I'd like to talk about cover letters, which kind of feel like dinosaurs at this point, don't they? And while many people assume the cover letter is dying, the truth of the matter is that they still count. Hello friends, I'm AshleyStahl, career expert, host of the U-Turn podcast, and best-selling author of the book also named U-Turn. Get unstuck, discover your direction, and design your dream career. A top-notch cover letter can make you stand out from the crowd and showcase your personality, which a resume typically doesn't highlight so well. Nonetheless, a recent Job Seeker Nation study found that only 26% of recruiters read cover letters and consider them important. And yet, according to Career Builder, 45% of recruiters say that not having a cover letter could get your job application rejected. So what does this all mean? It means your cover letter might not get read, but its existence will be positively acknowledged by recruiters. So while writing a cover letter might be a long and maybe even annoying process, especially if you're applying for a lot of positions at different companies, it's still worth including one. Womp, womp, womp. I'm sorry for the news, my friends, but at least now you know. So with all of that, let's talk about how to craft a cover letter that makes you stand out in the pile and lands you job offers. Number one, highlight only your most relevant experiences. When sitting down with a blank document to start your cover letter, your natural urge is maybe to describe all of your work experiences in every job you've ever had. Basically, it's tempting to write a longer and wordier version of your resume. And as much as you want to include all this detail, it would probably make for a busy cover letter and a confused hiring manager. Instead, be sure to only share past experiences and mostly accomplishments that are relevant to the job for which you're currently applying. Placing emphasis on only these will showcase who you are and what core skills you have to offer in relation to the job at hand. Ask yourself, what are the top 3 skills this job is asking of me? What high-impact work experiences can I share to highlight them? Write your cover letter from this place. And on that note, number 2, don't overshare. As we talked about above, you only want to include information that's relevant to the job for which you're applying. And to be frank, there's a lot of information that employers would rather not know about. Be mindful when talking about your personal life. They don't need to know the specifics of why you were laid off or fired from your last job. They don't need to know that you just moved to a new city because of a breakup or that your last boss was a bully. They don't need to know about your family. Remember, this is a professional letter, not a letter to a friend. You might be trying to explain something to bridge any gaps or make sense of your resume, but there's a fine line between explaining a situation and suddenly shining a spotlight on an insecurity. Your cover letter is really not the place to do any explaining. Also, no need to tell them how excited you are about the opportunity. Instead, show them you did your research. In fact, 91% of employers report that an applicant whose cover letter proves they did research on the company will get more consideration. And then there's number 3. Showcase your creativity. Now, this doesn't mean to have a graphically designed cover letter. In fact, the applicant tracking softwares a lot of companies are using won't really acknowledge those, and many softwares will reject those formats. Just remember that recruiters or hiring managers are sifting through hundreds of applications. You want to be different from the rest. Don't start with, "My name is AshleyStahl and I'm applying for," or "I'm the perfect candidate for this position because," yawn. You can do better than that, am I right? Bring out your skills, your passion, your creativity right from that frame of mind. This means highlighting experiences that show the results and impact you've made in former jobs, as well as some of your sparkling personality. Consider putting in a statement about where your gifts are in work, your natural talents, and what solidified your interest in this career and job. You can even share 2 to 4 bullet points in the middle of your cover letter about your wins and your accomplishments. With describing yourself, avoid common phrases like team player or hard worker. They see this all the time. Consider starting with an opener like, "After helping the sales team at my current company double their client roster and triple their revenue in the past 4 years, really excited to apply for the sales director vacancy." Number 4, craft a strong conclusion. Last but not least, end the letter by writing about why you admire the company, the 2 key strengths you want to bring into the role, and how they'll serve the company. Include your contact information both in your closing and at the top of your cover letter, and be sure it's an easy find. If anything, take away this. The cover letter is really not the place to include everything. Neither is your resume. You can do that later. For now, just showcase your impressive and relevant experience. It'll make a world of difference.